What's going on, everybody? We are back. We got a topic today. Finally, Alex and I are back in the building together on another episode with Coffee with Dudes. It's been a minute, man.
It has. I've been
It
excited.
has,
I'm
dude.
excited to
Yeah.
get back on here.
Yeah, me too, man. So today we're gonna go over Alex and my top three tips each. I guess we can go over each of ours on what we would do to prep for travel. Meaning, like, what are we gonna do? Let's say if we're dialed in, we've been in our rhythm, and then all of a sudden travel comes up, right? This comes up a lot with my clients where initially, if you've never experienced this, you start to panic a little bit, right? You start to worry, like, oh, I'm gonna fall off track. So what would be the top three things that you do, man? Maybe we could start with one and we can kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
And what would you do when you're super dialed in and all of a sudden you feel like, man, travel's coming up and you don't want it to feel like it's going to derail you? What's tip number one?
Yeah. And so I guess just before I even get into that, I'd say like I used to be that guy. I'm sure you as well, like where whenever travel or anything like outside of my normal routine came up that I thought was like maybe gonna throw me off of like my plan, so to speak. Oh, I'm gonna be not gonna be able to eat the foods I normally want to eat. I'm not gonna be able to get as much exercise or like my normal workouts in. That kind of stuff always just threw me way off, right? To where I was either fully on or fully off. I would stress about it and end up just either saying fuck it and just doing everything, just not worrying about anything at all, or being like super rigid and not even enjoying the vacation or the time away, right? And
That was
so
me.
so that's it. It's like a thing I think a lot of guys struggle with who are in this industry or like really trying to achieve goals. I'd say now I'm a lot more relaxed with it, which is good. But just kind of giving some tips on somebody who's trying to stay within like certain guardrails. I think the first thing I would say is like just to give yourself some grace. That's probably the big thing that's helped me out is just not go into it with these huge expectations of needing to do this and that. Really just like simplifying, like giving yourself the ability to like mess up, giving yourself the ability to enjoy yourself. Like it depends on what it is, right? If it's like a work trip, it might be a little bit different than if it's a vacation that we're talking about here. So like if it's a work trip, maybe you can stay a lot more into guardrails because you really don't have a ton of things that are going to throw you off. If it's a vacation, then it's like, okay, like really make sure that you're enjoying yourself first. Because at the end of the day, if it's 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, like you can still do things that are going to move you forward. But at the end of the day, life's too short to not enjoy that time with your loved ones, with whoever you're with. Like have some fucking fun because down the road, 10, 15, 20, 40 years, you're not going to think about how awesome it was that you stayed on track during that week vacation in Bora Bora. Like you're gonna be like, God, how awesome was that trip in Bora
Yeah.
Bora? Like we had so much fun. And you're not going to think about the exercise you did or the walking that you did or the food that oh, I stayed away from the cake, at the meal, right? It's like you're going to think about the experiences that you had. So you can have fun and still move forward at the same time. That's my number
Dude, you hit it on the head. You hit it on the head, brother. Yeah, that's anytime I'm giving feedback to clients, and more specifically, even before I got to this point, it was feedback I give myself after going through experiences and not being able to enjoy them and being so strict while traveling. And man, if they didn't have a hotel gym, like I couldn't stay there. Like I was contemplating going, just all these things like super extreme. So first and foremost, my number one tip is the exact same thing. Anytime I give feedback to clients and I give them like here's an action step to set you up for success for traveling, number one is always enjoy it. Like first and foremost, you have to enjoy it. And what I mean by that is shifting your mindset a little bit in terms of when I go on this 7-day trip, 3-day trip, 14-day trip, I don't have to keep staying in rhythm because I've been crushing it for the last 6, 12 months, or even if I'm just getting started. And we often look at it as like this travel is going to derail me from everything that I've been doing well. To your point, in the grand scheme of things, if we're looking in a 12-month time frame, it's a lot easier to zoom out and go like, okay, these 7 days or these 4 days or these 14 days, in the grand scheme of things, even if you like completely shit the bed on them and you went completely off the rails, you still have that's 7 days out of 365. Like you have plenty of time to get back into rhythm, dial things back in. So first and foremost, that's my tip number one is, right, piggybacking off of yours, is enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. You have to enjoy your travel.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I would say, like, building off that, the second thing that I would say to people kind of goes right off of that. It's like, okay, now you've given yourself the grace that you're going to enjoy yourself. Let's find 2 to 3 things that you can do that are going to move yourself forward every day, right? Where it's as simple as I'm going to go on a walk. It's as simple as, I'm going to I'm going to start my day off with a great high protein meal, right? It's as simple as I'm going to get, on this week vacation, I'm going to get 3 workouts in, right? Or I'm going to get 2 workouts in. And it doesn't have to be like a crazy workout. It could be something as simple as like bringing bands along, using your body weight. But finding 3 things that you can, or 2, even like however many things that you think you can like do, just 2 to 3 is what I would suggest. Like needle mover things that are just going to be like just small things that are going to make so you're moving, you're building momentum, right? Like, and then that, in the midst of this, you can feel good about like really enjoying yourself, I think. Cause I mean, I have, it's like the non-negotiables that we talk about. It's like, I have certain things every day. I go on a walk. I take my supplements. I always start the day off with a great, like high protein meal. Generally it's like a breakfast burrito, an omelet, something like that. Like, I have these little things, and you can implement those on vacation and really like make yourself feel good, and also like make it so that you're still moving forward every day with your habits.
Yep, that's exactly it. So I think that this step 2 is kind of going to be different for everybody. And my recommendation is always 1 to 2 anchors, 3 if you're really in a good rhythm and a good spot to do so. But if you're deciding which things you should pick, they're the things that already really come easy to you, natural. So the low hanging fruit, like if steps are something that you do kind of like religiously every day and you don't miss, that's an easy, simple anchor that you can harness and take with you. That a simple reminder is, just because your environment changes, if that habit is so ingrained in you, even though you wake up in a different place, a different state, a different city, different country, and a different environment, those habits are traveling with you. So you'll be able to get those steps in. And I'm just using steps as a hypothetical. It could be anything really, right? Like if you're really used to prioritizing protein early in the morning, or you typically fast for your first meal, or like whatever it is, or you're like, my non-negotiable when I'm home and I'm in rhythm because it makes me feel amazing, is my workout. Like if I get some sort of movement in, whether it's push-ups, sit-ups, like if I don't have access to the gym, like I love moving because I love the way it makes me feel. If that's you, that's something that you could take on travel with. Like that's not going to go anywhere, right? Like that's not going to disappear. I think we sometimes think in these binary thoughts of like, I'm going to not do any of this stuff when I travel, and I'm going to completely be on the other side of the spectrum, and all I'm going to focus on is enjoying myself. Well, if part of enjoying yourself while you're at home and you're in your regular routine is making sure that you hydrate your body so that you feel amazing, making sure that you get enough sleep so that your body feels energized, making sure that you prioritize, like whatever it is for you, the things that you have been getting in rhythm with and that you feel and know when you apply them, they make you feel amazing. Like, you can take 1 or 2 of those things and they're going to go with you. Like you'd actually have to try hard not to do them because you're in such of a rhythm and habit, and they become second nature. And those are the things that I encourage people to really focus on, not the things that they can't do, but what are you going to double down on the things that you can? And I think that helps put people in a really good mindset.
Yeah. And don't do things that are going to stress you out. Like you said, do things that are easy to you, that are
Mm-hmm.
going to build momentum for you throughout the day. And I've gone on vacations where it was like before noon, I'm like, that's my goal, is like to be productive with like certain things before noon, go on a walk, get a workout in, get a good meal in. And then afternoon, it's like, I'm going to just enjoy myself the rest of the day. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of, that implements both sides of those first 2 that we talked about. But how about you? What is your third one? Because it seems like we're kind of on the exact same page with the first 2, which is
Yeah.
not surprising. Just, but it's
Yeah. My
good.
third one is more on the tail end of the travel. So my third one would be, how quickly do you transition back in your routine? So if you're completely off the rails, you did a great job enjoying yourself. Maybe you went a little too hard enjoying yourself and you're like, man, I got all the way out. As far as you can get off the wagon, that's how far I got. If that's you, I'm always conscious of, and having these conversations, particularly with clients, I want to see their turnaround time. So if they completely went off the rails and they came back, let's say like on a Tuesday, Do they continue to slide Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'll start again on next Monday? Or are they gradually starting to implement the steps to get back into rhythm and back into routine upon arrival? Or like, where's that transition, right? And it doesn't have to be like a hard off, hard on stop, but like stop and start. But where are you at in terms of picking back up with your rhythm, and how long does that transition period take you? I think you can look at it in extremes to like paint a picture about what I'm talking about. Like, so if somebody's super diligent when they travel and they don't miss anything, like the only thing that changes is their environment. Like they hit their calorie and protein targets and they're logging their food and they're hitting, like they're super dialed and they're doing everything quote unquote perfectly. And then when they get back, the only thing that changed was the environment. That would be somebody that says like, let's just say some people call them psycho, but like they're completely dialed, right? And then on the other side, you have people that are like really good in their rhythm. They go to travel, they completely got off the rails. And then they're just like in this mind state of, man, I might as well not even start until the next month starts, or I can start on a fresh month, or like, so if you're in those shoes, I would just encourage you to get out of that all or nothing mindset and just remember that nobody ever did this journey, improving their health and fitness and bettering their life perfectly. Nobody ever hit every single macro and walked every single step and hit every single rep progressively in a workout. Like those things just don't exist, right? It's not how it works. And so we have to remind ourselves of that, of going, okay, I had my fun. I enjoyed myself. I kept my 1 or 2 anchors, maybe 3 anchors, just harnessed, got in my rhythm. First and foremost, I was able to enjoy myself. Second, I was able to harness a couple things that come naturally to me that make me feel like I can keep my momentum going, even though it's not perfect or what I normally do, but I'm at least in the ballpark. And then now when you return, how quick do you get back into where you were before, and like what feels good for you and where you really feel like you got some momentum. So my step 3 would be like, how quick's your transition time when you come back from enjoying yourself, and just really dialing up the notch just a little bit, just a little, a hair further than what you were doing on vacation, because I'm assuming and hopefully you were enjoying yourself so you can kind of let your hair down, so to speak, and really just let some of the habits slip a little bit. And so you can have more fun. But when you get back, like, what's that transition time look like? How quickly are you getting back into routine would be step 3 for me.
I like that, dude. I think that's really good. Definitely really as good as it gets. I would say the one that came to mind for my third was just, it's more on the prep side of things. And it's just like, I like to pack some high protein snacks in my backpack.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like just a huge, just pack some protein bars, pack some beef jerky. I'll even put like just some like almonds or something in there, something like, just like a healthy fat, just some things that are going to help me throughout the day. Or if I don't have those, I'll probably go to the grocery store or go to a store and pick some stuff up. It just helps throughout there, where when you have like some gaps and you want to like throw something decent in. Again, don't feel like you have to eat perfectly. Like hopefully you're going to enjoy yourself, but I like to just mix those in. It gives me like a little bit more protein, makes me feel like I'm getting a little bit closer to those goals. But I loved your one as well. And that wraps it up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So first and foremost, like what we recommend, just make sure you're enjoying yourself, giving yourself grace with this vacation or this trip, whatever you're going on, however long it is. Then find a few things that you can focus on that are going to help build momentum, kind of give yourself some stability, and just give yourself some good wins with your body and with your like movement and different stuff like that early in the day, especially. And then lastly, what Matt said, how quickly can you get back on track, right? It's a huge thing there. Like how quickly can you find your way back to your normal routine? And it doesn't have to go from 0 to 100 and then 100, or like from 100 to 0, then all the way back to 100. Like it's, hopefully you're going from 100 to, 60, and then you're like going from 60 back to 70. You like you can ease your way back into it, but like start when you get back, getting back into that normal routine as quickly as you possibly can. And then what I said, you can always pack some like quality high protein snacks in your backpack, go to the store and get them, give yourself some good stuff around it. You're not always eating junk. You're having some good solid meals and snacks that you can go to that are going to help you get closer to some of your goals as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, just make sure you share it with somebody. This can be a really good one. I know that traveling is one of the hardest things for a lot of folks to get to nail down and to, work on. And so hopefully this helps somebody out there. But we appreciate you watching every single week, and we hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll be talking to you soon.